You've probably heard that the people who live next to Disneyland never visit, and I live next to Natchez, Mississippi, but I've never visited one of the massive plantation homes that Mississippi is so well known for. Today, I'm going to be attempting to fix that by visiting Longwood House in Natchez, Mississippi, but first I need to make sure they're actually gonna let me film there. Let's make a call. So I have a question for you. I have a YouTube channel, and I was wondering if I could take a tour of your Longwood house. Is that okay?
We do not allow videoing, but if you want to get special permission, I will give you a number you can call.
We have to call some more people.
Can I help you?
Hello. I was looking at taking a tour of the Longwood house and filming a YouTube video there.
We would allow you to film for your YouTube station.
Hey, thank you so much. Yes, permission has been secured. Okay, so now that we have permission to actually go and visit this place, I found out a little bit about it. It is a 6-story, 30,000 square foot mansion built in the shape of an octagon. I don't think I've ever been in an octagonal house, so I'm really interested to see what this is like. Explore around in probably one of the coolest places that I've ever been. I've never been on a tour of an old mansion like this. They're very well known in Mississippi and the surrounding area, so this is gonna be a first experience for me. And it's also gonna be really fun for me to do because I kind of pulled some muscles riding bikes yesterday. So touring an old mansion sounded really fun, and I hope you enjoy seeing it. First, I need to get some breakfast. Cinnamon rolls? Starting off your summer day with a cinnamon roll is the best. James, I'm sorry you can't come to the mansion with us. Okay, James, I'll be back to you after I'm done exploring. Just stay safe. And this is something you'll only see on the road in Louisiana, a full-on tractor. Okay, so right now we are going over the Mississippi River from Louisiana into Mississippi, and we're on our way to the Longwood Plantation. This is the largest octagonal house in the United States. One thing about Natchez, Mississippi is it is the oldest colony on the Mississippi River. It's had the most millionaires in it before the Civil War, and this house that we're going to look at in particular was actually one of the last antebellum homes ever built. An antebellum home is a house that was built before the Civil War, and this is one of the last ones to ever be built before the Civil War. The top floors are still not completed. Here we are at the Longwood entrance. How's it going? Thank you so much. All right, you have a good day. This is a really cool road. Look how recessed it is down between these dirt walls. It's just kind of carved out. Oh, this might be our first glimpse of the mansion. You see it across the pond. Okay, imagine this is the front driveway to your house and you get to see this every day. That's pretty impressive. Look, there's a spire on top of this man's house. That's wild. The more I see this, the more it's blowing my mind. This is wild. There's a dog in this Bronco. What is up, buddy? Can I pet him? Oh, great. Hello, the Roo. Oh, he's awesome. There is some awesome landscaping going on with all of the fig ivy, these trees, and then hidden behind them is this huge octagonal house, and you can see how it's undone. There's no glass in these windows, but I cannot wait to get inside. You tour entrance. This is what we need. I'm Samuel. I was here to film. I was planning on going through the whole house and vlogging and getting to react to everything, but there were some other tours going on at the same time, and I didn't want to bother them, so I didn't really talk much. Instead, I got to record all the coolest stuff, and I'm gonna try to explain to you a little bit about what everything is. And then, after I was done on the inside of the house, I got to go around the outside, and I actually got to vlog and show all the coolest things I found. The inside of the house is absolutely spectacular. So, back to the video. Construction of this house began in 1860 by an architect named Samuel Sloan. There's an entry hall. It had beautiful woodwork and served as a welcoming area. The next was a parlor, which was used for social gatherings and entertaining your guests. The parlor is one of the most elaborately decorated rooms with beautiful period furniture and decor. It was so ornate and just amazing. One of the coolest things to me is how huge these stair sets are. And then not only that, there's some massive fireplaces. Just huge and so cool. There was a library, which was filled up with books. It was a great place for reading and for study. There was the master bedroom, which was the main bedroom for the Nutt family. Had a huge bed, a wardrobe, some personal items in there. There were children's bedrooms. The dining room was used for family meals, and all of the formal dinners had a huge dining table, and it had a swat fly, which suspended from the ceiling over the table. And then a center room, which really shows the octagonal design of the house, and a stair set that leads to the unfinished upstairs floors. This blows my mind. So all the footage you've seen is from the basement, which is the very first floor of the house. And then you go up to the second story, and everything above this is uncompleted. So when you look up, you can see straight to the cupola, which is over 100 feet above the first floor of this house. It is wild how huge this building is once you're inside of it. I've never been inside of a building like this. And I get to explore the grounds and see all the coolest parts of this massive house. And the first thing that's just blowing my mind is how ornate and huge these handles on the door are. They're just massive and have super cool designs engraved into them. I mean, check this out. These brick steps were only added after the house was bought in 1971 because it was not completed when it was first built due to the Civil War. And if you come back a ways, you get more of a sense of scale of just how huge this place is, and you can actually see just how high that top dome and the tower is above the rest of the house. So this spire on top of the cupola is made out of fiberglass. The original was made out of wood, but it was broken and it fell off or was taken down, and when this house was remodeled and refurbished for tours, a fiberglass version has been placed on top. It also doubles as a lightning rod. And right next to this man's massive house, he has a huge pond just across the driveway. The basement floor right here is the only one that completed construction. The whole house was built in 18 months with the exterior of it being completed. Only the basement was finished, which is where the family lived while the rest of the house was being constructed. But then the war started, and because of that, the rest of the floors is completely undone and nothing is finished inside. But the outside of this house is spectacular. Every brick in this house, over 750,000, were actually made on site. These bricks weren't shipped in, they were just made here. Some of the more ornate stuff like the columns and then the really decorative top piece were milled out in Philadelphia and then shipped down here. But most of this house originated right here in Mississippi. I'm on the search to see where this man is buried, and this is a cemetery. The guy died when he was 48 years old, leaving his wife and his 8 children to be the only inhabitants of his house, which is completely unfinished, and they just remained living in the bottom stories until this house was kind of neglected and left alone. Look, on the path to the graveyard, we found a little turtle. Okay, and now we found the little graveyard of the cemetery. Oh, here is the tombstone of Holler Nut. He died in 1864 from pneumonia. They were back in front of the house, and this man's wife was named Julia, and to have a nice little play spot for her kids where they would be in the shade from the sun, she planted 5 live oaks right in front of this house, and one of them's down and fallen or cut now, but 4 remaining, and these were here when the house was built. These are massive, and there's also a huge syrup kettle with some plants in them. So Holler Nut didn't just randomly buy the land and decide to build a house. When he bought the land, this building was already here. It was the house that he bought, and this is where he lived while the exterior of his huge 8-sided pagoda was under construction. Right down the road from the original house that was on this property is the equipment house, and this is where the carriage stays that Miss Julia Nutt would have ridden around in. Let's go check out her ride. Okay, imagine the 1860s, you're just cruising around town in your big wheeled carriage. That would be incredible. It's really cool to see the old equipment. This is a massive weaving loom, and then right here is a scale, and if you see, the maximum weight this goes up to is 700 pounds. Okay, so now I've finished my tour. This is an incredible place, but I'm pretty hot. I'm a little hungry. I'm about to head to Natch's Coffee, see if I can get a little snack. Let's get out of here. Check out this espresso bar, and in their window, they have a Triumph motorcycle. And then over here, they have a little BMW motorcycle. That's a pretty cool little coffee shop. Thank you so much. Well, that's gonna end my tour of Longwood Plantation. I hope you enjoyed watching this and maybe you thought it was really cool of all the amazing architecture and the design of this huge house. If you get a chance to visit this place, you definitely should. It is one of the coolest plantation homes I've ever seen in Mississippi, and it's also my first time to ever be inside of one. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and go visit your grandma's house, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.